Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over the next season of Go Battle League, which is going to be starting June 1st and ending September 1st. And we're going to kind of just, brush over what you can expect, the par usual, the cups. We'll go over key moments and kind of pay attention to those. But what I want to really focus on are the new moves as well as the buffs, the debuffs, what Pokemon are going to be relevant or irrelevant. In my opinion, we're not going to go too in-depth for it, but let's go ahead and just see what we have going on here. So yeah, starting June 1st, and what you can expect is going to be Great League, of course, as well as the Summer Cup Great League Edition, and that is only going to run for about 8 days, and then they're going to move over into the Summer Cup for the Ultra League Edition, but they're also going to be maintaining the Great League, and that runs until June 15th. And then you have your various different cups here up until September 1st, which is going to be the Master League and the Catch Cup Hidden Gem Edition. All right. Okay, let's move on here. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the Go Battle Day really quick, which is going to be going down July 1st until July 2nd here. Bonuses are going to be 4 times Stardust for winning, and then they do go on to say it's not going to be able to be stacked with the 3 times Stardust in the Master League. Of course it's not. Could you imagine? That'd be an insane amount of Stardust that you're getting on top of your star piece as well. The maximum number of sets you can do will increase to 100, as we already know. Well, not sets. 20 sets, 100 battles total if you can complete all of those. You're going to be able to see a free clay research. Also, looks like they're giving them away. That's interesting. And spoke too soon. You're also going to be seeing a paid battle theme that you can pay $1 for. And there is a note here that goes on to say important that you need to claim it before 11:59 p.m. local time before it does end. So there you go. And that is, for $1 if you want to do that. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, then moving down here, let's get to the moves. They're going on to talk about the World Championship, all that good stuff. I personally I'm too busy for that. Then they go on to see the rewards here, your typical stuff. And then, if you hit Legend, you get the Pikachu Libre when you do have a Pokemon encounter. And the pose and the clothes are going to be from the character Clay. And it looks like a cowboy. I'll have the images up here, but it's straight cowboy. That's pretty interesting. So the pose looks like he's looking at his watch. So that's okay. It's a cool pose. I mean, it's nothing really bad about it. I like the other ones more, but yeah, something interesting to add to your collection if you are able to hit Legend. All right, now let's go ahead and move down here. We already, we don't need to know the cups here for now. I'll put a link to this so you can take a look at everything, because going over all of it is just going to take way too much time. It's your typical stuff, right? They go on to show the Great League Pokemon that are going to be excluded: Venusaur, Alolan, Ninetales, Noctowl, Lantern, Azumarill, Umbreon, Skarmory, Swampert, Pelipper, Sableye, Medicham, Altaria, Walrein, Steelix, Registeel, Deoxys Defense Form, Bastodon, Frostlass, Galarian Stunfisk, Trevenant, and Obstagoon, which Obstagoon is going to have a little bit of a rough time. And same with Trevenant, as you're going to be seeing here. Obstagoon isn't necessarily getting a debuff itself, but it is going to be going up against things that it's weak against that are getting buffs in fact. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. New moves. Here we go. What are we at? At about 5 minutes or so almost. All right, new attacks. Liquidation, Charge Attack. Okay, how good is this Liquidation? It's going to be Water type, and it's going to be doing 70 power. And it does have a chance to lower your opponent's defense stats. So there is a chance. It's not going to be guaranteed. It's going to be doing 70 in gyms. So 70 in PvP, 70 in gyms. We do not know the energy requirement, so we can't really say too much on how it is going to be, but we can see what's going to get it and kind of estimate whether or not it's going to be good or not. We have Leafage, which is going to be a grass fast attack if it wasn't obvious enough from the name Leafage. Right? Trainer battles, it's going to be doing power of 6. Gym and raids, it's going to be doing 9. So Leafage and Liquidation. All right. Every time I hear Liquidation, it like brings back memories of the 90s of like those old weird commercials. Like, it's a liquidation. Got to get rid of them all. All right. So attacks. What do we got going on here? This is buffs and debuffs. Okay, so first one up is going to be Icicle Spear. Who is using that the most? Who is that? Walrein, of course Walrein. The Icicle Spear, which is going to be at a power of 60, but it is going up to 65 for the next season of Go Battle League. So that is going to be mainly what Walrein pretty much is the only one using that move there. All right, Poison Fang. What do we got going on here? It did have a power of 40, and now it is going to have a power of 45, which is going to be buffing it up, making it stronger. Nidoqueen is already a very good pick as it was, and now that they're giving it a buff for the Poison Fang, it's going to become that much better. You also have Golbat and a few others as well. Now we have Rollout here, which is going to be a Rock Quick move that we've already had, obviously, and that was doing 4 damage, and now it is going to be doing 5. So it's going to, it wasn't doing much. Charges your energy fast. It's just going to be doing a little bit more. So whoever has it needs to use it. Dunsparce, Miltank, things like that are just going to be able to do a little bit more damage now, I guess. So it's not horrible, but okay, well, I'll take it, I suppose. Next up, we do have Mud Bomb, which is going to be a ground charge move. It was doing 55. Now it is going to be doing 60 for the next season. So you have Whiscash, Toxicroak, and there's also going to be a Pokemon that's going to be learning it that didn't have it before, so that could be pretty nice. So that's good. Toxicroak doing a little bit more damage with his Mud Bomb, and Whiscash as well. Very good Pokemon as it is, so sounds good to me. We do have Seed Bomb, which was doing 55 damage. Now it's going to be doing 60 damage, and, Seed Bomb, who's using that mostly? Plenty of grass Pokemon. If they have it and they, you're more than likely going to be using it, so that's a little unfortunate there. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on here. What do we do have? Pokemon, they're going to be learning new attacks. Okay, so what do we got first up here? Alolan Sandslash. This is a pretty notable one, and it is going to be learning Drill Run. Sounds good to me. So it did have, what was the Earth? It didn't have Earth Power, was it? I know it has a ground move. It was bad. Bulldoze. There you go. That's right. Had Bulldoze. Drill Run is that much better. Okay? So, yes, that is going to be great for it. Sounds good to me. Moving on to the next one here. I mean, we can go over an analysis. I mean, well, are we going to see a bunch of them now? Probably. Probably. It's a readily available Pokemon. It's a great Pokemon to use. But then you're going to have to also see the next Pokemon on the list here. And you're going to have a lot of fairy buffs, which is, going to maybe scare some of the fighters off. But then again, you have things like, first one on the list, Alolan Sandslash, 4 times weak to fighting, which could bring out even more fighters because it could see a rise in those. So it's like, this market of fluctuating Pokemon because of the new moves. But we'll have to wait and see once the dust settles for the meta here. All right, moving on to the next one, we do have Clefable, which is going to be learning Fairy Wind, which is, a quick fairy move, and it is going to be getting energy pretty fast here. So with that one, you do have Meteor Match, Psychic, Moonblast, and those are the ones I'm thinking right off the top of my head. Might have a Legacy. I'm pretty sure I even have it. Anyway, that's pretty good. As far as is it going to make it better? I mean, I like that Meteor Mash potential spam that you do have for coverage, whatnot. But as far as, it's going to be killer now. It's going to be good. It's good for it. It's not a horrible thing, but it is going to be interesting to see what it can do. We'll just say that we know what Fairy Wind it is, so we can have a pretty good idea and run some sims on what it could potentially do. All right. Up next, we do have Wigglytuff, which is going to be learning Disarming Voice. So this one is another interesting one. I kind of like the concept because, one, you're doing so much damage with Charm as it is, and now you're going to have a potential, I guess, bait move. It's doing less damage than its prior moves that it did have. What was it? Ice Beam that you would have, or Disarming, or not Disarming, Dazzling Gleam. I think it's Dazzling. I get those confused with Moonblast. Pretty sure it's can't even speak. So it could be pretty good. I'll have to see. As far as, it's not going to be horrible. That's a great change, or at least a great addition to its move pool. But Wigglytuff, another fairy on the list that they're adding here. So yeah, go Charms. Next up, we do have Golduck, which is going to be learning one of the new moves, Liquidation. What did it have? Water Pulse before? It had Confusion, Water Gun, Cross Chop, Psychic. I think, I'm spacing out on Golduck here, but we'll have to see what Liquidation can do. I mean, sure, I'm just thinking Golduck, it's a little unfortunate. I always thought it should be a Water Psychic Pokemon from the get-go, like at least add it on, but it's a little too late now. But I guess they can give it another evolution because it's only at its second, or basic, so hey, you never know. Next up, what do we got here? Now this is it. This is probably number one. Maybe, probably number one. but it is going to be Dugong, which is learning 2 moves, and it is going to be Drill Run, which is giving it coverage for Steel type, which was a pain in the ass before because, well, you're Ice type. You did have Water Pulse, which is a mediocre move at best, but now Drill Run, which is a decent ground type move, it's going to give you coverage. And plus, if you do have a Legacy, double Legacy, Ice Shard, and Icy Wind, I got one of those, 100% IV. I can't, it's crazy, but it's not doing anything for me in the Great League if I want to max it out. But you might want to go with Icy Wind for sure, okay? But Dugong is looking like a big winner here, especially because of that Drill Run. Now, it's learning Liquidation too, but honestly, I think, yeah, just go with Icy Wind. That's pretty much it. So you could try Liquidation out, you know, chance to lower the stats, right? Anyways, moving on here, we do have Cloyster, which is going to be learning Liquidation. Okay, what do you know? They kind of like to throw that move onto a whole bunch of Pokemon. Unfortunately, you know, Cloyster's just a little underperformed as far as Go Battle League because there's just another better Ice type to use. Sure, it's going to make it better, I'm assuming, potentially. We'll have to see. But Cloyster. Next up, Vaporeon. Okay, so if you do have a last resort, that's going to be your other option other than a water move to use on this thing. So this is just going to give it another water move, which you may want to run Liquidation and Return, I suppose. You know, if you're using it in the Master Premier, I personally have. It's actually pretty good. So, all right, Vaporeon getting another water move. Sounds good to me. Togetic is going to be learning Fairy Wind, and you know, sure, cool, a new move for it. I don't know, awesome. Moving on to the next one here, we have Quagsire, which this is pretty cool. It's learning Mud Bomb, which you've seen that it is going to be getting buffed. So Quagsire, is it going to be better? We'll have to see. You know, you're still going to be, you know, very weak to grass. It could help you have a bait move with Stone Edge paired with Stone Edge, or if you're a madman and you want to run Earthquake and Mud Bomb, which I highly do not recommend to do, but there is that option. But Quagsire learning a Mud Bomb, pretty cool. Tyranitar is going to be learning Brutal Swing. Now, I did post it on Twitter. I was like, oh, you know, they're getting ready for Mega Tyranitar raids. Yeah, that's pretty much it too. It's going to be good for raiding. As far as PvP, it's kind of like, you know, it has Crunch already. Brutal Swing's not that much different. So it is going to be doing better in raids though with that move. So just take note of that. I'm happy I do have my maxed out level 50, I was going to say Shundo, Shiny Shadow Tyranitar. All right, up next. So as far as Go Battle League, it's okay. It can, you know, it's a new move, I guess, over Crunch, I suppose. We have Cradily, which is learning Rock Slide. So it did have Stone Edge. As far as this one here, Stone Edge is still going to be better. As far as all the energy requirement, I still think you may want to go with Stone Edge, but you never know. Rock Slide, you know, it's definitely a great move to have. But I'm just saying, you know, Stone Edge at the end of the day is more efficient, which is going to learn Liquidation, okay, Float Soul, Liquidation, okay. I mean, you know, these are things you don't even use anyways. Maybe for a special cup, you know, I'm not trying to sleep on them, but not looking too crazy. Drifblim with Mystical Fire, that's pretty interesting. A little bit more coverage for Steel types, I suppose. So what would you want to run? Shadow Ball still, and then Mystical Fire. But then you're going to be losing that nice effectiveness to things that are weak to Ice. Also, the debuff that you're going to immediately get from Icy Wind. So a pretty interesting move for it. We'll have to see. And then Snover's getting Leafage for, you know, a little cup or something. Abomasnow's also going to be getting Leafage as well. I don't know what that's going to do for them. And then we do have Probopass, which is going to get Zap Cannon. If it's anything like Registeel, then it is going to just also get the debuff every single time it uses it. I didn't know it was supposed to be 100% rate to drop, you know, the stats, but it's not, but it seems like that. Next up, Heatran, Earth Power. Okay, what is it weak to? What do you got? Water, Fighting, Ground. What is Earth Power going to do? It's not a horrible. Earth Power is a great move. That's cool. But you had Fire for the Steel already, which, you know, Ground is super effective to the Steel, and you have Stone Edge to cover the, you know, whatever Flying, I suppose, or Fire. But again, cool. Earth Power. I mean, sure, it works. Water types are going to just stomp it. Samurot's going to be learning Liquidation. Okay, you just, I mean, Hydro Cannon, right? Whimsicott's going to learn Seed Bomb, which is getting debuffed. It does have Fairy Wind, I do believe, right? And so it's going to be able to farm that up pretty fast. But it is getting that debuff, right? So we have Coricosta, which is learning Liquidation as well. Omolgo is learning Acrobatics. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a strong flying type move, right? So that's pretty nice little nuke move they got going on there for it. Actually, I'm underestimating that. That's going to be freaking amazing. Okay, very good. Yeah, because it can farm that up quick with Thundershock, right? Yeah, that's going to be definitely a hot pick for sure. Electabuzz, we have Liquidation. Okay, it's pure electric type, so it's weak to ground, so it's got coverage for ground. So, okay, that sounds good to me. Electabuzz needs a little love. I've used it. It's just a little squishy, and it has great moves. It's just, you know. Litwick, Mystical Fire for a little cup, I suppose, trying to spice things up. And then we do have Beartic, Liquidation. See, they like to throw Liquidation. Get it out of here. Like an old 90s commercial. All right. It had Surf, so what the hell? Anyway, the whole Rowlet family is learning Leafage. So you got Rowlet, Dartrix, and Decidueye. I don't know. Is that the way you say it? I need to look it up. All learning that. I don't know what that's going to do for it. Okay, moving on. We have Primarina. I'm personally excited for this, and that's going to be Disarming Voice. Because I do have a level 50, actually, 100% IV and Best Buddy, and I use it in the Master League, and it's pretty good. The only problem is it just takes forever to get to the charge moves. So this is going to be a little bit something. You could potentially bait them with make them think you have Hydro Pump and go for this. And on top of the charm damage that you're already running, I mean, it's going to be nice to get off, your big fairy charge move, but you're already doing so much with charm. So we'll have to see, but I'm excited for that. Pretty cool. And it is also going to get a community day sometime down the line here. So Hydro Cannon, Disarming Voices, I'm assuming what you're going to be wanting to run, although you can go with the Nuke Fairy charge move. And then we have Flomantis learning Leafage, Lorantis learning Leafage. Okay, we'll have to see what this looks like, right? Lorantis is a really good Pokemon as it is right now. Now this one's interesting. Glissopod learning Liquidation. Finally something that is benefiting from this damn move. What's with this Liquidation? They're all on sale. Get off. All right. So it's a good Pokemon. It just it didn't take forever. It doesn't have a charge move that takes forever. It doesn't have a nuke move. So this is not necessarily that, but it is going to be hitting harder, and it'll get stabbed from the water type. Ursaluna is going to be learning Ice Punch, so it's going to be able to, take out the, what does it get walled against in Master League? Garatinas or something, or what is it? Not Snorlax. It's got coverage there because it had Thunder Punch, high horsepower. That's what you're going to want to run in the Master League or anywhere. You just want high horsepower on it. It's ground type. It's a good ground type move. It's your best one. So Ursaluna, there you go. Nice. So what do I think here? Well, I don't think this was one of the biggest winners, but I'm excited for Primarina. Pretty cool. We'll have to see how the Rowlet family works with this new Leafage move. Heatran's a dud. Probopass, it's okay. It's okay. Drifblim's going to be interesting for sure. Cradily, I'm excited for that. Tyranitar, not for PvP, but for rating, going to be interesting. You don't have to use an Elite TM, just a regular one, right? Quagsire, another potential winner. Dugong is really good. It's going to be really good with that move, right? Especially if you do have the Legacy Icy Wind. It's just going to bring out more fairies with the Fairy Wind, damn it, on the Clefable, as well as, no, I'm reading that backwards. On the, Fairy Wind on Clefable, and Disarming Voice on the Wigglytuff. Yeah, probably it's going to be pretty good. Let's be honest here. And then the Alolan Sandslash with Drill Run. So there you have it. Season next is coming up, right? Who knows what season? No, it's like 14 or 15 or something like that. But here we go. It's going to be exciting. But, folks, I'm just still encountering a lot of issues. Yesterday I lost several battles because the game wouldn't let me tap. I was low on health. I had the charge move, but it just didn't. You know how it putters and you miss a couple of taps or a couple of frames like that? And I couldn't hit my charge move and they just, quick moved me down. And it was a one-turn quick move, so it was just 1, 2, you're out of here. So it's little things like that that just kind of it's annoying because several times I almost had a 5-0, right? So hopefully, I mean, I'm not going to say hopefully they fix it, because I probably won't. Not that they can't, but they just haven't worked on it, so we'll have to see. But next season's looking pretty interesting, a lot better than last one, obviously, so we'll have to see what the energy cost is going to be for these things. Thank you for watching, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you all next time.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!